The 4 stocks that I bought this week. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor. And I bought 4 companies this week. Altogether, we spent close to $900, so there was some decent sized pickups in there for a portfolio of my size. And you know, we do these videos every week where I update you guys on exactly what I am buying, and it's an exciting one this week. You're all more than likely aware that, you know, a lot of IT stocks, the Nasdaq, there's been some big upswings and big downswings, but there's been a considerable amount of big red days as of late for an awful lot of people, especially people who are heavily invested in tech and IT. It's been, you know, a tough week, to be fair. So I took it as an opportunity to add to some of my favorite positions at what I deem to be good prices. So I'm not going to waste any of your guys' precious time. We are going to get straight into the video. But first of all, can I please ask you to smash a like on the video, as it really helps me out. Of course, if you're new around here, please subscribe. As I'm recording this video, we're very close to 15,000 subs. It would be sick if we could break through that mark. And drop me a comment down below. Let me know what companies you picked up this week, if you got any of the same that I did, or any companies whatsoever. And with that being said, let's get into our very first company of today and my biggest purchase of the week. So my personal biggest investment of the week was in Tesla, and I picked up a quarter of a share, which now means I own 3/4 of a share of Tesla. We're approaching the full share mark. We'll probably get there very soon. Now, a lot of people think it's quite crazy to buy Tesla right now, and I can understand why. I mean, on the monthly chart, it's been a disgustingly good run. As of right now, they're still up 57% on the monthly chart. I understand why people wouldn't want to invest now. And I 100% completely understand that Tesla has the potential in the short term to go down in value. And I already know what price points I will be willing to load up on Tesla at. It is a company I think will literally mold the future, the way the world works. And a company like that does not come around very often, guys. So I want Tesla more than likely to be the biggest position in my portfolio for a very long time. So to me right now, I'm buying in at relatively high price points, but I'm not buying an awful lot, people. I own 3/4 of a share, and there is a lot of good news surrounding Tesla right now, but they are dropping. Now, so be it. They are dropping after an incredible run to the upside. I do understand that, but they are dropping nonetheless. And even after seeing a good Q2 earnings where a profit was posted, meaning that Tesla more than likely is going to get S&P 500 inclusion, we're still seeing the stock's price go down. Now, we can speculate about the reasons why. We can say, you know, certain funds are getting out of them to buy into later on when they do get included in the S&P 500. We can say that a lot of people are just running away with their profits and hoping to invest at a later date when the stock's price comes down. There's a lot of speculations that can be made. We could speculate all day long. What I do know is I thought about buying Tesla around $400 or $500. I thought heavily about buying them at $600-700. I thought about buying them at $1,000 at $1,200. I thought about buying them for so long and never pulled the trigger. I finally said enough is enough. I'm going to buy them and just believe in the company in the long term. That is what this investment is. It is a long-term investment. I've said it in previous videos. I could see a worst case scenario where Tesla falls towards $800 or so a share. And if that happens, I will be in no way upset. In fact, I will load up. If Tesla ever got to $800 a share, they would take up a massive portion of my portfolio. That's how heavily I would get involved. But if they don't drop to those levels, I'm just going to continue dollar cost averaging, because I believe in 5 years or so, regardless of what price I pay for them now, they'll be worth a whole lot more. ARK Invest, somebody a lot of people go to in regards to Tesla information. ARK Invest price target for 2024 is at $7,000. Their bear case is at $1,500 and their bull case is at $15,000, okay? 25% probability on both of these. And they also have this golden goose case, which is a 12% probability in their opinions, with a $22,000 price target for 2024. I think Tesla is a very long-term hold. And I think in the long term, the longer you let your money sit with this company, the higher a chance you have of it going up in value ultimately. In the short term, anything can happen. It's not my job to time the market. I gave up on trying to do so. I'm in. I know a lot of people might disagree with getting in at these price points. A lot of people will agree with me. It is what it is, but Tesla was the first company we went ahead and picked up this week for a quarter share. The second biggest investment I made this week was in Workhorse, and we went ahead and picked up 13 shares, which bring my position in Workhorse up to a total of 50 shares. It's no secret that I am a massive bull on Workhorse, okay? I'm uploading a video on them every single week, keeping you guys up to date with them. I only uploaded a full video on them earlier on today. The most important thing for these guys in the short term is the USPS contract. If they get that USPS contract, guys, I don't even know where I expect the price to go, but I expect it to go up far more than twice where it is, and I mean far more. If they don't get the contract, I still think they're an absolutely incredible company with incredible prospects going forwards and not much American-owned competition. The last mile delivery market represents an $18 billion annual market opportunity as of right now, and I expect this to grow massively, in all honesty. Part of believing in e-commerce, part of believing in the world going online, involves in these guys, involves in your last mile delivery systems. If you believe in the likes of Amazon or any online retailer who needs to send a package to you, these are going to be the guys. I genuinely expect them to be those guys. They offer a fantastic service, okay? It's a relatively new market all in all, electric last mile delivery vehicles. They're 100% American owned. They're working with UPS at the moment. I genuinely expect them to get at least a portion of the USPS contract. They're going to be set up for life if that contract comes true. Their name will be set in stone from that moment on. And if that doesn't happen, I still love them in the long term. I've invested in companies before speculatively, okay? I don't even think Workhorse is a speculative play. Just because it's a growth stock doesn't mean it has to be extremely speculative in nature. And again, we just spoke about ARK Invest in regards to their bull thesis on Tesla. They are heavily buying Workhorse right now. They bought somewhere between 15 to 20,000 shares yesterday alone, and they've gone from less than 160,000 shares on the 4th of July to nearly 400,000 shares as of today. So they are very bullish on Workhorse as well. Again, I know it's down pre-market. It's been down the last few days. The whole market is, people. I don't think it's anything to do with Workhorse whatsoever. This will be a one that I wouldn't be surprised if we trade relatively sideways until we get some more news about the USPS contract or some more like really big news. It probably will trade somewhat sideways. Maybe we'll keep going down a little bit, we'll go up, we'll have to see. But for me, I want a decent position in this company while they're at a price of $15.60, because ultimately I think that these could easily be a triple digit company someday in the future. Only time will tell though, only time will tell. But I will be keeping you guys completely and utterly up to date with Workhorse every single week, because they have really piqued my interest and you guys seem to love those videos. You don't have to be the biggest player in the entire industry, you just have to be the biggest player in your particular segment. But anyway, that's Workhorse. Now, two more companies. Now, next up, we're having a look at Alphabet. We're having a look at Google. And I just picked up 0.1 of a share, which is about $150. And that brought my total position in the company up to half a share. So, you know, this is one of the big tech companies I just plan on dollar cost averaging in, just buying 0.1 of a share here or there as I see fit. And to be honest, guys, these guys they haven't moved as much as a lot of the other big tech players. On the 6-month chart, up 3.34%. The Nasdaq is up over 19%. Even on the monthly chart, okay, we're up nearly 6%. The Nasdaq pretty much 14%. And I just personally don't think that Google should be growing any slower than some of the other big tech companies, the likes of your Amazons and Microsofts. I don't think it's warranted. So because of that, I was more than happy to just get a little bit more to add to my overall position at what I personally believe to be a good price point. Not really any particularly exciting news around Google in particular. Nothing really exciting, just adding them. Now, the last company of today is an exciting one. So if you follow the channel, you know all about Virgin Galactic, okay? Another very, very exciting company I've made a few videos on. Now, I had 25 shares in this company and I was up over 70%. It was very tough for me to hurt that cost basis. It was very tough for me to buy any more shares at all. But I do want the bigger position. It's a very small position realistically. All I went ahead and did was add 5 more shares. Now, reason being, okay, is they are at quite a high price. They genuinely are. For the short term at least. I mean, historically, this is a very, very volatile company, so I don't really feel comfortable putting too much more money into the company at very high prices. I mean, I'm up 70%, or I was before I added these in. But I don't want to get too greedy either. I don't want to wait for a massive pullback, that could never happen, and you know, miss out on an awful lot of return. Because I still do believe that in the long term, this price point is very good. The thing is, if it breaks below $20 a share again, I would personally expect a relatively big sell-off to happen, and we could easily approach levels where we were for a long time of kind of the $15 to $17 range. And that could happen off the back of pretty much any bad news, people. Lately, we've been getting a considerable amount of good news in regards to Virgin Galactic, and that's evident to see when you look at the monthly chart and it's up over 62%. And it's easy to see when you know it's the only publicly traded commercial space company in the world. They have a lot of potential, people. The thoughts of bringing people to space commercially is very exciting, and any company who can be the first one to do that is no doubt going to make a lot of money. I know the fact that a ticket is $250,000 would put a lot of people off, because a lot of people don't have that money. But there is an addressable market. There is a high class market there. I know to most of us, we couldn't even start to comprehend spending that much money on going to space. We don't have that money. There are people out there who do. They already have over 600 reservations, which would account to $80 million worth of the deposits. So while we're speaking about this, okay, research has found that consumers are willing to spend 1 to 1.5% of their net worth on a single discretionary purchase. It's a growing market. Okay, there are more and more people with this much money every single year at a compound annual growth rate of 6% who can afford to do something like this. So there is an addressable market. That's important to keep in mind. We're investors after all, you know. If a company is to do successful, they have to be able to sell their product. You may be aware as well, they recently just appointed a new CEO and people love this. The stock's price shot up. That's why, you know, we saw loads of 10+% days, intradays here and there. They appointed Michael Colglazier as CEO. And that makes George Whiteside now the Chief Space Officer. Colglazier brings more than 3 decades of experience developing and growing consumer-orientated, multi-billion-dollar businesses, including at the Walt Disney Company. This is the kind of man you need, okay? Develop and growing consumer-orientated, multi-billion-dollar businesses. That's what he does. A lot of people brought up the point, he's not a spaceman, he's not an astronaut, he hasn't been to space, why is he the CEO? It's not the CEO's job to make the spaceships. They have a whole team for that. It's his job to develop and grow the business. That's what the CEO's job is. I personally am very happy with this man becoming the CEO. I think he will bring so much to the company. So look, I bought 5 more shares. Honestly, it hurt to do it because it hurt the cost basis, but it is what it is. It's easy to dollar cost average when the shares are going down, you know, like what I did with Tesla. It's hard sometimes to dollar cost average when the price is going up, but that's just the way it is, people. And they are the 4 companies that I personally went ahead and picked up this week. So guys, there we have it. Just a little update on everything I bought this week. There is a lot out there that I considered buying this week. There really was, but I want to start making bigger investments as opposed to investing, you know, a very small amount in like 5 to 10 companies. I'd rather just put most of my money into a few that I really believe in. And so you can kind of see that today. Most of my money went into Tesla, then Workhorse a decent chunk, and then the other 2 were just a little bit of dollar cost averaging essentially. But especially now, while there is a lot of red in the markets, that's when I do enjoy picking up companies, especially ones that I am seeing good news come out for. Tesla posting positive Q2 earnings and the stock's price subsequently going down big time. I really want to buy there. Workhorse, doing well. Workhorse is doing well. If you watched my video earlier on, you will know that. Their stock price is going down, I'll pick up a little bit more. Google aren't doing anything wrong. They're not doing anything wrong at all, and they're going down, are not growing as quickly as a lot of the other big tech companies at least. And well, Virgin Galactic's just doing absolutely incredibly. So, you know, I don't want to miss out. I'll just slowly but surely dollar cost average with a company like that. But it really does hurt when you had such a good initial cost basis to buy more. But look, it is what it is. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you watched till the end, as always, you are a true legend. Hopefully I gave you some sort of value in today's video as well. I hope that you all have an absolutely fantastic day. I will see you for tomorrow's video. Have a good one, people. Peace.